Hello, I'm Dr. Vikki Petersen. Last week I was telling you about some breakthroughs in autoimmune disease, and we discussed a very nice study that was looking at patients with rheumatoid arthritis. They did a dramatic change in their diet. They put them on initially a vegan diet, plant-based diet, and then they switched them to a lacto-ovo vegetarian diet, so they were allowed dairy products as well as eggs, and still saw a very nice change in symptoms. So the question was why, and there were some interesting thoughts as to why that was, but what I wanted to share with you today is a really nice follow-up to that study, which was the fact that when it comes to autoimmune disease, and I've talked about this a lot, I have a lot of other videos on autoimmune, but it has to do with the fact that autoimmune, by definition, means your immune system is attacking you, which of course it shouldn't do. But the initial step that the immune system does, it's an initial attack, if you will, is against something it should attack. So what does your immune system do? It attacks bad guys. So even when you have autoimmune, and the initial attack is against something deserved of being attacked, meaning a food that's acting like a toxin, an actual toxic exposure, and infection. Infections are very, very common, as are foods, toxins as well. So those are sort of the three things that we see repetitively. So initially, the immune system is doing what it should do, which is attacking a bad guy, but subsequent to that, what happens is that the immune system mistakes a part of your body for the bad guy. So how does that occur? When it comes to infections, there are some known infections associated with known autoimmune diseases. As an example, rheumatic fever, where the body's attacking the valves of the heart, is known to be associated with the bacteria that causes strep throat. So people can get strep infections, and that happens enough. The body's not getting the upper hand against that bacteria, and what occurs is that then through what's called molecular mimicry, the body is mistaking a part of the body for the bad guy, in this case the bacteria. So it turns out for rheumatoid arthritis there is another bacteria. It's called Proteus mirabilis. You can see that in the blog that's affiliated with this video if you want to see the spelling. But suffice to say, this bacteria, Proteus, we'll call it for short, is the bacteria known to cause urinary tract infections. So this study was sort of looking at, could there be an infectious agent associated with rheumatoid arthritis, because that's so often the case. And they went to the UTIs, the urinary tract infections, as kind of a place to go, because women are afflicted with rheumatoid arthritis 3 times as often as men. And men don't get urinary tract infections very often, so that was sort of the initial idea that maybe this would be a good place to look. And sure enough, that bacteria, Proteus, has some protein-like structures, and it's always the protein that the immune system is attacking. So there are some protein-like structures in this bacteria, Proteus, that look very, very, very similar to proteins making up our joints. And that's what rheumatoid arthritis is. Your own body's attacking your own joints, and you have crippling deformities, pain, etc. Certainly a miserable disease. So what they looked at was, what could you do? Is there something you could do to have less Proteus? So it turns out, and this is the disgusting part for giving you a little spoiler alert, is that the Proteus species is in the gut, okay, it's in your bowel, and it actually crawls out of your rectum up into your urethra if you're a woman, and so it makes this little journey, and you get UTIs, or not even UTIs, you get enough of this infection in a chronic nature that you can spawn this initiation of rheumatoid arthritis, which is the real thing that we're looking at here. So what they did was they thought, I wonder if you could change the bacteria composition. And this is a lot of what we're learning about the microbiome in our gut. That's the 100 trillion bacteria that are in our gut, microbes, that depending on their makeup is either moving you toward better health or worse health. So they looked at what could you do to have just less Proteus in the gut, and so then there'd be less chance of having this reaction occur. And that is where actually, so this comes full circle to the plant-based diet. So what they did in this study, which tied into the earlier study I talked about, is they put people on a 100% plant-based diet, so not any eggs or dairy products, but plant-based. And what they found, because they were trying to do the biggest departure they could from a typical American diet. It's like, what's the most unlike what typical Americans eat? And so they picked the plant-based vegans. So they put people on that diet, and sure enough, the Proteus went way, 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 way down in their gut bacteria. So of course, if it's not there, it's not going to cause rheumatoid arthritis. Further, what they figured out was that there's something called lignans, and lignans are very high in a plant-based diet. So your fruits, your vegetables, your beans, your legumes, your seeds are very high in lignans. Lignans are anti-inflammatory, which is great. That moves us away from basically all the degenerative diseases that we don't want to get, but they also found them to be antimicrobial. So you're bringing your lignans up with a plant-based diet, and you're literally killing off these bad guys like Proteus. So it's pretty brilliant and really, really exciting, because there's one thing getting an autoimmune disease. Once you have one, you're 3 to 10 times more likely to get another. We know about the gut connection with the immune system. 70 to 80% of the immune system is housed in the gut. So getting that gut healthier is getting the immune system healthier. You know, it all just goes together. So this is a pretty exciting study and a really nice breakthrough. And I feel not just with rheumatoid arthritis, but really with all autoimmune disease, to look at how this plant-based diet does these amazing things as far as getting healthier gut flora, taking down inflammation, having natural antibacterial tendencies. So pretty amazing, huh? I hope that all made sense. I can tell you that there's a blog that's very in-depth on this, so you can see all the specifics and all the references, but it's always nice to do the video and make it kind of short and sweet. So I hope you learned something today. There's a lot of people suffering from not just rheumatoid arthritis, over 1 million Americans suffering with that, but a lot of different autoimmune diseases. So it's something we have great success with here at the clinic, and I would love to assist if you or someone you know has autoimmune disease, or if it's really heavily in your family and you want to make sure you don't go there. Be more than happy to assist. So reach out, give me a call. We can do a free consultation, either in person if you live locally or over the phone. The number here is 408-733-0400. Here at Root Cause Medical Clinic, we help the world's busiest people regain, retain, and reclaim their health, their energy, and their resilience. I would love to help you. So share this with others. Please spread the word. This is a really nice breakthrough when it comes to autoimmune disease, and particularly rheumatoid arthritis. I'll see you soon.